What's up, guys? This is Zorro117. I'm your host. This is gonna be a lobby chat. So the link
What's up, guys?
is on Gun Channel. Now I'm
Zorro117.
echoing.
I'm your
Don't you love that? I'm echoing. So the link is on Gun Channels. You're more than welcome to jump in and chat for a bit. Now this is gonna be a chat. I guess you can consider all night. I want to stay up for a bit, maybe a couple hours, and then I'm gonna hop off, but chat's gonna stay live. So then you guys are more than welcome to, come in and talk for a bit. And yeah, so you guys are more than welcome. Links on Gun Channels. I'm also on the Gun Channel side. I linked it, simulcasted between Gun Channels and them. So give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to make sure that I posted that link to my night chat on Gun Channels. All right, guys. So links in Gun Channels. Hop in. You guys are more than welcome to chit chat for a bit with me. I should pull up the YouTube side too. While I'm at that, so I'm gonna do that right now. Right, did that. Wait, what happened? Now see that chat. Okay, cool. So I have a YouTube chat and then I have the Gun Channels chat. Sweet. Okay, go. Hi, Boomer. How are you doing? Feeling good, my friend? If you want to hop in for a bit, you're more than welcome. I can send you the link if you like. What's up, Black Cat? I can send you a link also to you, Black Cat, if you like. Just tell me in the chat. What happened here? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, no worries. No worries, Black Cat. That's good, Boomer. Boomer, if you want a link, let me know so I can send you one. It's all good, my friend.
Hey, Zorro.
Hi, Woods. How are you, buddy?
Doing all right. Yeah, I couldn't find it on the main page on Gun Channels, but you'd got it on here. You get it on yours, but when I did a search for you had set it on a private page somehow.
I set it on a private page.
Yeah, like when I went to trying to search for you.
Okay. Huh.
Well, I'll show you my let me screen share for a second.
Okay.
And then I don't know if mine's fucked up. My computer's weird, so it could very well be here. But do you see my screen?
Yeah.
See how you're not above the Gailey Gun Show? You would be right here, right?
Yeah.
But this is what I'm getting. I'm just reporting in what I see here.
I see. That's odd.
So can you post it here? And
I have it posted. You refresh real quick. Maybe it's just a refresh. Hold on. If it's not, then.
Computer, do stuff. Because electrons hate me personally, so it might be that. Yeah, like it's just spinning now. So there, I just refreshed.
That is weird. Let's see.
I don't know. My computer's weird. I don't know. Maybe can you see it on yours? I don't know.
Jeep messaged, put a comment on my post.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe maybe I have my settings somehow weird. I don't know. Maybe it only it should post everybody. Like even if you're not like a member, like you don't follow them so much or something. I don't know. But thanks for the lemons anyway.
Oh, that's weird. Hey, Boomer, if you want to link, if you go to Gun Channels, or if you have a Gun Channels account, I mean, if you need a link to Gun Channels, I'll link you Gun Channels. You can make an account, or what's the best way of sending you a link, but not posting it on there? I mean, on the YouTube chat. That's a good question. I'll just send you the link to Gun Channel. If you do have a Gun Channel, I guess you can just sign in and just message me. Or let me double check if you're on Gun Channel so I can help you out there. Let's see. So anything new with you, Woods?
Nothing gun related. There's supposed to snow here tomorrow at about noon.
Oh, dang.
And we're Seattle, so we don't really do that. So everybody went batshit, and everybody had to run to the store and buy all the things that they already had. So it was super funny. And of course, my wife was like, "We need bread and milk and shit." I'm like, "Oh God, okay, sure, why not?" But the school's letting us out 3.5 hours early.
Oh, well, that's good.
So the kids, little rugrats, leave at noon. So it's tough for me to take tomorrow's really seriously as far as like teaching kids.
Yeah.
It's about half the kids won't show.
Yeah, I mean,
so I'll have like out of 25 kids, I'll have like 10.
Yeah, I mean, well, at least you get out early. Boomer, I don't have your email, so what's the best way we can do this? Maybe this will work. So if you post your email on the chat, if you want to, for not I understand, I can just copy and then, I guess, delete that message in a sense. Maybe. Huh. Yeah, I never did this. Oh, you did? I didn't see it. I didn't see the message on the chat. So new to this. Let me see.
You're doing good though, man. You're really jumping up and taking names, man. I appreciate you working this out.
Thank you.
It makes me feel bad because you and me joined about the same time, and you know way more about that. But you're a millennial, so
oh yeah, I'm a millennial.
You're supposed to know how to do technology. Hey, at work all the time when I break my computer, I go find a millennial, and they show me what I did wrong.
Okay, let me give you a wrench. I can fix that. Wahaha.
Can he do it?
Moderator. Boomer, I think you're now a moderator. I hope that's what it means.
Yeah, Boomer, say more things and we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. And tomorrow there's no class for me, so.
There you go.
But I have a test. The second part for me is the next week. I have 2 tests back to back.
Yeah, so this is my sympathy face.
Yeah, so
undergraduate, you're funny.
So it's gonna be one sad day for me, at least, because I'm gonna be struggling to. It's gonna be
When
kind
you
of.
have to defend a thesis, then we'll talk.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, it's not comparable. You can't compare fighting for your thesis and then doing tests. Okay,
Well, I always tell the undergraduates, God tests the worthy. Like they're called tests for a reason. Do well.
Yeah. Come on, computer, you're loading slowly. Come on, okay. Okay. Click that. Click here. Paste. Send. Okay, now go back to YouTube. Okay, cool. If you want me to, I can read. I can remove you if you want to. You want me to remove your email, or you're okay with the email, or however that works, so people don't see your email, or I mean, it's totally up to you. I mean, I can remove that message, or if you would like to, or you're okay with the email, one of the two. But I send you the link on your email right now. So, yep, that did go through. All right. Black Cat. Hi, how are you doing, Boomer?
Good, man. You?
Doing good. So about your email, do you want me to redact the message or leave it
No,
up?
that's my channel email, so anybody can email me there.
Oh, okay.
All right, G, you were telling me about you were going to get a new gun. You need to talk all about it.
So I'm basically gonna get a PTR 91 PTR 9R California compliant model because I have to, and I want to follow the law. So fin grip and all, the 9mm, which is gonna be glorious. But I love that so much. I'm gonna eat top ramen for like 2 months because I also bought an EOTech. So my Mexican ass is gonna be top ramen all 2 months.
Yeah, for an EOTech. Sarge started showing me the Hollow Sun lines, and I fell in love with that Hollow Sun 510C, I think it is.
Yes, that one's great. I have one on my Chris. That
Super cheap, and might as well be a EOTech. I mean, it's great.
It's a good one. I would recommend it. I just I wanted to have an EOTech because a lot of my friends are like, I have an EOTech.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I should consider getting an EOTech. At least, okay, the first one I shot, because I've seen them. The first one I shot had an EOTech on it, and I liked it. And it was a lot crispier dot than my Holosun 510C. So I decided, well, why not? It's only like, I got it for a good price. I got it for $350.
Oh, yeah.
So I decided to get the EOTech. I think mine's is the number 2 or something, the whatever the chronology of that thing is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a smaller one. Let me see which one it is on my phone. It's the Holosun XPS2. So we're going to try that on the PTR 9R. See how it rolls. It's a 9mm. I'm going to be happy.
Yeah. It's cool. We were talking last time about your dad and his 45 1911 infatuation.
Yeah, my dad loves 45.
Have you ever seen?
He still hasn't forgiven me about getting a 9mm 1911.
Have you ever seen the ATI Titan?
No.
It's ATI is Philippines manufactured firearms, and they make a pretty much like an officer's model in 1911 in 45 ICP. It's real small, short, compact carry. 1911.
Okay.
It's just basically a black gun, wood grips, but instead of being like a regular 1911, which is 6+1, it's a 7+1 and 45 ACP. And they run for about 300 and change.
Dang.
Just over 300. There's some major complaints about them, which is like the guide rod is really crap. So if you buy one and put like a Kimber Pro Carry guide rod in it, you'll have a great, compact 1911 from then on, and run a couple 100 rounds to it to break it in. It's fantastic, and for next to no price.
Yeah, I should check that out. The only thing is, over here in California, we have a well-renowned roster, so it's like not basically selected few guns. So I know I can get a Rock Island. I know I can get a Springfield. I know I can get a Taurus.
Yeah.
But I think I'm probably later on, when I get more money and stop eating top ramen for 2 months, I'll probably end up getting it's in the air, either a Toge shotgun or a 45 1911 Rock Island.
Yeah. Well, we got to shoot that Rock Island VR-80 before SHOT Show, that AR style California compliant shotgun.
Did you like that?
Well, here's the thing. We got to shoot it. It's going to list for probably $500 and change, 600, something like that. With the California compliant stock on it, it's horrible because it has like a piece that comes from the stock down to the pistol grip, and it's just completely in your way. You can't get a full purchase on the pistol grip without your wrist being hit by that brace piece. So that's
the fin.
Yeah, that comes off. It's just like a piece that just comes straight off the buttstock down to the grip.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I don't know which politician decided to come up with that great idea.
No,
but I can already imagine who did it.
Yeah.
De Leon, the guy that says the Clipazine, 30 round caliber.
That jackass.
Yeah, that dude.
Oh God, I keep forgetting all those people are out there. But
he probably came up with that fin thing or something, or maybe he was well watching and he saw that, he's like, we should put that on a gun. I don't know.
But I mean, other than that, it's magazine fed, 5-round magazine. It looks really cool. It's got a great look to it. Side charging, and you can flip it to charge from the right or the left. It comes with a set of chokes, so you can shake it from modified to full. The only thing weird about it is it's got this weird floating choke system in the center of the barrel that when the gun's out of breech, it just slops, like moves forward and backwards. And when the gun's in battery, it tightens up and is stuck. And it's for like light loads and heavy loads. So you're supposed to change that thing out. And that just seemed really weird. And to me, it wouldn't be good for like a desert gun or a muck gun, because that's going to get clogged up with something.
Called?
What's that?
Which one is that one called?
That's the VR-80, the Rock Island.
Oh, okay.
VR-80. We did a video on that one before SHOT Show on Downrange Daily on his YouTube channel. We were out at Sarge's range, and Josh shot that, then Craig shot it, and then I shot it. Sarge did. And it's neat. Had a few jams, failure to feeds, but it was a brand new gun. We never even knocked the oil off of it. So, but I love the idea of an AR style shotgun, because I fired 2 Segas now, and I hate them with a passion. I've never not had one absolutely fail miserably on me. I don't know if any you guys have ever shot one of those before or not.
I never shot that type of shotgun before. No.
No, not at all.
Sega's
I'm intrigued on that Rock Island one because I just like shotguns, and I don't need it to work. I mean, I'm not going to go zombie apocalypse with it, but shooting shotguns is always fun, and I'd love if somebody did an aftermarket, maybe 10-round magazine. That would be cool.
They do a 9-round and like a 19-round.
Yeah, I'm in on the 19-round just because blowing crap up is super fun.
Oh God, yeah. and think about it is it takes a commercial buffer tube. So all you got to do is pull that stock and pistol grip off and put a regular commercial stock, AR stock and pistol grip on it, and you've got a perfectly fine 12-gauge shotgun AR platform.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, and that's in my price range. I'm kind of a cheap bastard. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Some of you guys are into guns, and I'm not saying anything wrong with it, but it's just not my thing. But you guys are into a level of gun that I'm just not going to buy.
Yeah.
I'm a cheap bastard. For like $1,500, I'll buy like a couple of cheaper guns.
Yeah,
I go with quantity, not quality sometimes, but not that they don't have good guns, but I also like having lots of guns.
Okay, from my experience watching zombie movies, okay, the Mexican always dies. So I don't want to be that Mexican that dies in that zombie apocalypse, okay? So that's what I'm sticking to. That's my argument for doing the guns, I guess, because I don't want to be that Mexican that miraculously dies in a zombie apocalypse.
But you're going to have the tactical sombrero. You'll be fine.
Yeah, but I mean, zombies eat us for some reason. I think they think we're tasty.
It's all the spices.
I think this might be a point. You might be more delicious than your regular American.
I guess. I mean, friggin' Mexicans, our chile is like our milk. We drink it. We don't put it on tacos. We just drink it. Hi, Gary. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good.
I don't know how much longer I'll be awake.
No worries, man. Thank you for joining, though.
You bet.
So speaking of zombies, what would be your go-to run out of the house gun? You got. What can you carry? A handgun,
a sidearm, and a primary.
Sidearm and a primary. What do you grab?
Okay, so.
And why?
I'll take my SIG P226 chambered in 40 Smith & Wesson because, I mean,
40.
It's 40. But, see, I'm going to take the PTR 9R because it's 9mm and there's going to be a nice amount of 9mm everywhere.
Right.
So I'm going to take a 40 just in case extra zombies, and I want to have an extra oomph to the bullet.
But I don't think that, does it matter? I mean, but then you got, another round you're trying to find and track down.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the key things because I'm one of those, I'm not a survivalist, but I have the mentality to be. I just don't have the money to have everything that I need. The mindset should be ultimately, what are you going to walk up to? Just like we had in the military, a platform that you can take another round from another enemy combatant and use that if need be. So what's going to be most prevalent in society? Probably 9mm. And I would probably say second most prevalent would be either 223 or 5.56.
Yeah.
I'm going to go another way on it. I'm going with my Ruger 1022.
Yeah.
Because I can carry a shit ton of rounds with me.
Okay, so on top of not just the zombie apocalypse, you're going to have to eat. So then you come to the question of big game or squirrel.
You're way more likely to shoot little animals than a fucking caribou or something.
Well, to an extent, yeah.
And then my other one would be a Mossberg 500. And then if I need to shoot a deer, I can shoot a deer. But I also have something that's going to do a lot of different things.
I know a lot of guys, they always say they're grabbing their shotgun in an apocalypse. And I'm like, every apocalypse movie I see, the guy gets killed right after he runs out of his last round in his shotgun because you can't reload the thing fast enough.
And that's why the Mexican dies.
I mean, I love my Mossberg 500. I've got it a top folding stock and everything, so it's.
Well, my theory there is that parts are going to be plenty available. It's going to run forever and ever. Even if I fucking put it in the mud for a fucking week and come back and get it, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, you look what Matt from Demolition Ranch did to his Mossberg. Never once cleaned it. Never, treated it nice. Shot all kinds of crap through it. Batteries, flashlights, and tons of junk. And that thing lasted quite a long time.
Yeah.
So it'll take some abuse.
I've had some Mossberg 500s. I've done awful shit too.
Yeah.
Let's fill it with gummy worms and see if it works. I mean, yeah, heck, some of us in our 20s didn't make good choices. So, and we had shotguns.
Yeah. I would like to get hold of one of those shockwaves and then put a pistol brace on that and have a short barrel shotgun. I would like to get hold of one of those shockwaves.
Yeah, I've got a bad habit of just because I'm an 80s. I was, raised in the 80s. I've got 2 or 3 of the just regular 500 with a pistol grip that I know it's not the most tactically sound thing, but I'm super comfortable using them because I've used them for a really long time.
Yeah.
I think it also comes down to what is the gun you're the most comfortable with. Like if you were in the military, your ability to use an AR is way better than mine.
Yeah.
I just don't have the knowledge base of it. So I think you got to make do with what you got.
Yeah, we were heavy trained with handgun, my M4, and then oddly enough, shotgun. The job I did, we had to do close quarters and distance support, so we had shotgun training. So I was an instructor for 8 years, firearms instructor, and I did shotgun instruction and handgun, and I was also a taser instructor. So,
well, I also think that sometimes when we talk about being ready, it's like I see some guys, they feel like you're not ready unless you're going to be ready to fight SEAL Team 6. No. And, like you and me versus each other, you're going to kill me. I get that. It's not a problem for me. Right? But, is that really who I'm going to run into a whole bunch of? No. I'm going to run into a bunch of crazy meth fiends and a bunch of crazy people that don't have a lot of equipment.
Exactly. There was a TV show on that was called The Colony, and it's not this newest one that's out where
I've seen it. Yeah.
It's the older one that they took a bunch of people.
Yeah, I saw it. It's great.
Yeah, it was a survivalist thing, and they didn't win a prize or anything. They just took a bunch of random people, not random, like there was a doctor and an engineer and these people
and build shit and defend their area.
Yeah, one was in LA and the other one was in Louisiana, and they tested them. They would attack them and have people try to steal stuff from them.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. It's where they put them in a certain place. They give them minimal resources. One was in LA, but it was right next to to where the water catches.
Right next to the LA River, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and they were trying to freaking filter water with using
charcoal and sand.
Yeah, and then they had a gate and they reinforced, and a couple guys in ski masks and baseball bats started hitting the gate, huh?
Well, they immediately messed up because they tested them by. Some lady came by and asked them if they had any water. She was, so thirsty, and the liberal parts of the group was like, "Oh, give her some water. She's thirsty," and all the alpha guys were like, "No, don't give her anything." So they gave her some water, and she told her friends, "Hey, they got water." So they came back with a few more people, and then next thing you know, all the marauders came and they took half of their food stock. In an apocalyptic situation, it's not share, it's mine. And if somebody came up to me and asked me, "Do you have anything?" I'd be screaming at them, "What do you got? I'm starving to death. I'm dying. Give me something. Give me food. Give me water." You'd never know that I had anything to eat or drink.
I would have a tough. I could turn away adults. Being a teacher for a living, I could not turn away a kid, and I know it might be my downfall, but I couldn't do it.
It would be because being in the military and being overseas, seeing how people will use kids to lure people out. It's horrible, but it happens all the time. I don't know how many people I know that got in trouble and seen people that got killed because of kids.
Yeah, like I said, I know it's my downfall, but I couldn't do it.
It's a choice you'd have to make, and it depends on if it's just you or if you got family with you. You know, are you willing to risk your family for another person?
What's up, RL?
Morning.
All right, Black Hat. So, Gary, what would you take into a zombie apocalypse?
The zombie apocalypse?
Quiet. Really quiet on my phone for some reason this morning. What'd you say?
If it's zombies we're going after, I'm going to have to take a shotgun.
See, there's another. Are you sure? I mean, 'cause how fast can you reload that thing? And shotgun shells are heavy.
Yeah, but a 22 ain't going to kill no zombie.
Sure it will.
I got a hell of a lot more ammo for a 22 than I do anything else.
You can easily kill a zombie with a 22.
We had a guy up here in Washington that killed 5 people with a 10-22.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uncle
for
Teo
sure.
shooting about 3 years ago.
Now, I guess it depends on what kind of zombie apocalypse we're talking about. If we're
True.
talking about the Walking Dead, leg dragon zombies, I'm fine with it. But if
Then
we're
I'm just going
talking,
to use a spear.
The
if
World
we're talking
War
about
Z?
World War Z zombies, screw that.
Yeah, no one wants to fight that. I'm sorry. Okay,
Those-
my ass can only run so far.
Yeah, I'm
not.
chubby.
I wouldn't make it very far on that one.
Nope.
Yeah, I wouldn't even make it far. I would be like, Dad, it's okay, you run, man. He's like, we both can't run. Okay, never mind, we're screwed.
Yeah, that's hold up in a secure location and never leave. Hope
Pretty much.
food goes by you.
You're just hoping that you're on the other side of the fence for the military.
Jeez.
Sure, hoping.
Yeah, I've got all of his books, and it's just crazy. He's a good writer, of course. I mean, look who his dad is, Max Brooks.
Yeah.
I mean, you know who his dad is, right?
Yeah, Mel Brooks.
Yeah, I mean, he has it naturally.
Well, I mean, he didn't really have to worry about failing.
No.
He never had to work a day in his life, but he still did something with himself.
I like the survival guide.
I have it right here.
That's a great. I do too. It's right here. That's a great book.
My daughter was moving out last weekend, and I looked through her books that she's got a crap ton of books, and I'm like, "What are you trying to do, stealing my book? Give me that." I opened up the box, pulled it right out. I'm like, "You can't have that." He's like, "Come on, I need that." I'm like, "You can buy your own. You're grown. You got a job." You know how to use Amazon. I'm pretty sure you can figure this out.
Yeah.
But if it was slow zombies, the one thing that frustrates me with zombie movies and zombie TV shows, if they're slow walking, the 5 of us could just take spears and kill 500 of them in a couple hours.
Yeah, it's not as complicated as they make it in the TV show.
No, you just fucking get some shields and do ranks and fucking. When the Romans did a thing for a reason.
Yeah, phalanx.
Yeah,
just fucking get some big ass fucking spears and just fucking start walking and stab them. And they're all dead. It's fucking.
Or the Testugo, which is basically shield wall.
Yeah, just shield wall and just have a designated just chuck it. And just
in Walking Dead, I would already be in Alberta.
Yeah.
I would be in northern Canada because they would freeze, and I would just go out in the fucking winter and be like, da, 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 da. Oh, there's one, stab. There's another one, stab. And then I'd shoot some deers, and then I'd go back to my cabin.
Yeah, the food situation is where it gets thin.
Yeah, because people in certain states can support certain, climates, really.
Yeah, but I mean, in the timeline, it's been 3 years. I can make it to Canada in 3 years.
Been more than 3 years, hasn't it?
Yeah, or however long it's been. It's been a long time. I could be way into Canada. Canada's massive.
Yeah, it was 3 years, I guess, a while back. But now that the new season with the baby being grown up, it's they 9-10 years ahead.
Where's the Navy in all this?
Oh, there's no Navy. But I'm still wondering who this helicopter people are.
Well, okay, my question is, and this is gonna sound really odd, but okay, let's say the military kind of falls apart because obviously the zombies and they bit the certain soldiers, and but the Navy, magically Yeah, what magically you can magically napalm zombies?
Yeah.
So
I
like
mean,
somewhere on a submarine, there like a couple people turned into zombies, and they bit a few people, but then they fought them back, and now they have a nuclear submarine. Like there's got to be
No, yeah.
some Navy survivor somewhere with a big
yeah,
ass
I
ship
know
and all
you
that
can
they never want.
unleash an open bombardment on those locations and like
That's a, a possibility, and if something like that was to ever break out, as large military strikes against cities and stuff. Did you see the movie Outbreak?
no,
Yeah,
I
and there's that
haven't.
one where there's that one. It's a British movie where they basically bomb London.
Oh, I didn't see that. There's this one where a monkey infested this town in the United States, and uh, they were going to basically blow this town off the face of the earth to wipe out this like really new Ebola type virus. That's if you don't think those kind of things are planned for, and they have books and plans for all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you're crazy.
Isn't that pretty much any major government anywhere though?
Oh yeah,
Like it's
but
not like
you
just
kind of
us that
have
does
to.
that. Like you have to,
No,
right? You have to
yeah,
you have to contain the thing.
yeah. There's people that's all they do is think up worst case scenarios and then worst case scenarios on top of that.
Well, that'd be an awesome job.
You'd think, but that's man. What does that guy make it out of that job? Once because he knows all the nation's most dirty secrets, his plans and all that stuff. Does he make it alive out of that job?
Good point. But I would assume if you're good at it, then they'd keep needing you.
Not, unless they find another, and then it's next.
I don't know, but it would be scary to freaking it's some type of thing like that were to happen. I cannot imagine. I
Yeah.
mean, I can probably survive less than a year. I'm being completely honest. I gotta have my tortillas.
Gotta have.
I gotta have my tortillas. Regardless of tortillas, but I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't last a year.
Yeah, The Walking Dead's catch is the virus is inside everybody, and when you die, you turn.
Yeah,
That's that was a good turn for them because that made that a little more scary. You don't have to be bit. You don't have to be infected. Everybody turns, no matter what. So,
yeah.
I've always thought it's funny listening to Kirkman talk about it. The reason they're called walkers and not zombies because in his world there was no zombie movies prior to the outbreak. So his point is it can never happen here because we already know it's a headshot. So zombie apocalypse for us would be like a really bad weekend.
It's a comic, and there's a written rule or unwritten rule of you can't call a zombie in a comic. They have to be called anything else but zombie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was a gathering, and Stan Lee was talking about it, and he was talking. He said, "Why don't you call them zombies?" And he goes, "Well, it's an unwritten rule that between all the writers that we couldn't call zombies zombies. We had to call them something else." So, the Living Dead, all these other things that they started calling them. So there's only one show I think on TV that calls them zombies. That's that Z something
Z Nation.
Z Nation, yeah.
Yeah, and they don't take anything seriously at all in that.
No, and that's kind of why I like that.
Yeah, go with
it's
it.
not,
Yeah, by all means, go nuts, dudes.
It's funny and just zany and stupid, but serious in action. And I was like, oh, cool, I can deal with that.
They filmed that show in the college town that I got my master's degree in. It's a little podunk town called Cheney, Washington. Mm-hmm. So a lot of those scenes are actually from the college I went to.
Oh, cool.
Because
good night,
the land's cheap.
Good night, Gary.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, the land's cheap, and they can get the college kids to be extras real easy.
Yeah.
It's called North by Northwest Productions.
Yeah. I've heard of that production. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, it's a good show. I don't mind it.
Yeah, as long as I like any movie, any show where they can just suspend reality and just be funny and not be more than they need to be.
Yeah.
I like how each episode had its own version of shitty zombie,
Yeah.
like the fire zombie, or like there was a different kind of zombie in each one.
And then they actually even went to that one place where they were all the zombies were growing pot out of them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I mean, like, it's like as far as they must have production meetings. Go, how can we be even more stupid? How can we go to a new low, not a new high? We're going for a new low here.
So they started getting what they called Z-weed, and Z-weed got you really high and crazy and all kinds of stuff. Because Doc, that's all he does is smoke, and I was like, this is just great.
There's a younger version of me that would try the Z-weed. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But I don't want to run into zombies with the munchies. Holy shit.
Like that.
I just started watching this show I found today, actually, on I can't remember what it's called, the show or the channel, Project Blue Book.
Project Blue Book.
It's
Oh, is that
basically
the like alien one?
yeah, it's like
It's a researcher guy that isn't into.
he's a researcher doctor.
Yeah.
He gets pulled into helping with the Air Force
Yeah,
research.
Dead Horse was telling me about that.
Old alien sightings and spaceship sightings, and they say they're all based off of true accounts.
Yeah, well, those two dudes are real dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, that it might not have actually happened like that, obviously, but those two researchers actually did hook up, and they're real people.
Yeah. But it's been pretty interesting so far, and I like sci-fi stuff, so I'm all aboard on that.
Have you guys seen that show that G was talking about, Bandersnatch?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't seen
On Netflix. So it's like, you know, the Choose Your Own Adventures when you were a kid, or at least when I was a kid, the books?
Yeah.
Where you could read to a story and like go to page 75. It's like that. Like you have to make a decision in the show, including like, it won't give it away, but the first question you ask is, what kind of cereal do you want? And then that affects the story from there on. And it's this kid's a 1980s video game maker, like Donkey Kong kind of thing, and like just getting into 3D and stuff. And then like you make decisions for the kid, and depending on where you go with the show. It's a really interesting way to watch a show, because I hope it's like the new thing, because it would be interesting to like to watch a zombie show like that. Like, what do? You know, do you go this way or that way?
Well, let me ask you guys a question. How do you guys watch TV or movies? What do you use?
I watch TV shows more often than movies.
What do you watch them on?
A TV, because I'm an old man.
Do you have like you have cable, Dish Network?
Yeah, cable.
Cable. What else does everybody have?
I'm all about the remote I know how to use.
Well, I do have cable, but the thing is, I don't watch really cable. I typically watch YouTube. But when it comes in terms of shows, I have a Netflix and I have a HBO like subscription. So when Game of Thrones comes out, or was another show I can't remember, Westworld or something, I go to HBO and I watch it on there, typically on my TV or on my tablet or my phone.
I haven't paid for cable or a service for about 3 years now, but I watch every TV show and every movie that comes out. I'm one of those Fire Stick jailbreakers.
Oh, okay.
And if all you have to have is an internet connection, and I literally stay up to date on all new shows and seasons and movies. Like I'd watched Aquaman and Bumblebee before while they were still at the theater. Crazy stuff, but it's easy enough to do. I make side money on doing it, but it's easy enough to walk people through if they're relatively competent in running a remote control and doing stuff. You can do this on the phone and stuff like that. You can program one of those things. But if any of you guys are interested in it and want to do it, maybe we can do a live stream one night and have you guys set them up and Get yourself some free movies and TV shows.
Yeah, I'd be interested in that.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, just you'd have to go online to Amazon and order you need a Fire Stick. Yeah, they're about $39.99 or something like that.
Well,
You
I
need
probably like the Hulu one.
huh?
I've got the Hulu one of those.
The Hulu one of those.
I don't know. It's the other system that's not my cable.
The Roku.
Yeah, Roku.
Yeah, Roku.
Yeah, Roku don't worku. It doesn't. They've made that one like Apple TV. You can't do jack with it.
Oh, okay.
But the Fire Stick, you can completely. It's up. It's like phones. You can do developer options, so you can add stuff to it and change it. Roku can't. But that way you could watch. If you miss a TV show, you can catch it. If you want to go back and watch the A-Team all over again, you can do that. I did that, and hadn't watched the A-Team in forever.
That was the best show ever when I was a kid.
Oh, it's just great. Millions of rounds of ammo, and only Mr. T got shot.
Yep. But because they were such good shots, they were just shooting near them.
Yeah, scaring them away. But it's been a lifesaver for me for entertainment. You have to have an Amazon account. I suggest you get a generic dump email account that you don't care to throw into something. Most people have that.
Oh yeah.
And because you have to use it to set up this thing called Tracked TV. It's so you can save favorites and it tracks your watch history. So you'll know which episodes you've watched or over and over. So that way you don't lose track when you come back to a show where you left off at. But it's absolutely fantastic. I'd get enough guys together. We'll do a real-time programming on one of those.
That sounds cool.
And once people see it, it's difficult to cut the string, but once people see it and how it works, and oh my God, I can watch Deadpool and it's 100% HD and I don't have to go to Redbox. Oh my God, I don't have to go to Redbox. I don't have to pay for Netflix. I don't have to pay for Hulu. You save so much money on these things because it has all of that on there. Anything from Netflix, anything from Hulu, all the movies as they come out.
I made something like that to get my internet connection now. I'll have it now.
Black Hat, I'm not getting much of what you're saying. Or is that true for you guys?
Kind of hard to hear a little bit.
Yeah.
It's probably my Bluetooth in the car here. Try and switch over to something else.
Any TV shows you guys? You mentioned A-Team that you always loved and you started going back and watching again recently.
Mm-hmm.
The show Supernatural, on WB. It's with all the Vampire Diaries and shit, but it's seriously the greatest show ever.
Oh, really?
It's about these two brothers that hunt monsters, like every kind of monster you could ever possibly think of, and they're on like their 14th season.
No.
And it gets crazy. And they have so many fucking guns in the show.
Wow.
They open up the trunk of the 67 Impala they drive around. Now, the Impala has been destroyed at least 4 times that I'm aware of. And somehow he always puts it back together. But, like, it's a show, so get over it.
Right. Suspend some belief there for a minute.
There's one episode that's about the car. The car is the episode. It's from the point of view of the car. And they have a Scooby-Doo episode.
That's awesome.
Nice.
They actually become Scooby-Doo because there's one of the things they fight is called the Trickster. It's actually a god. So he puts him in fucking Scooby-Doo, and but you can die while you're in Scooby-Doo. I mean, you made it when Hanna-Barbera is like, yes, you can go ahead and use our thing. Go ahead and make the show.
There was a god named Trickster.
Right, and that
And
he's
the old
actually.
Norse legend.
Oh yeah, that's who he is.
Loki.
Yeah, he's Loki.
Okay.
Well, they meet actual God at some point. There's angels and devils and demons.
Well, what is that show called?
Supernatural.
Supernatural.
Yeah, if you watch it, I apologize for your new binge, and you're going to be done for about a month on television. You're just going to watch that.
What season are they on?
I don't know, 14 now.
Huh.
And what's cool about it, both those boys could have moved on and gone to movies, but they're like, we really like our lives here in British Columbia, and we have a really successful show. Why would we change anything? Let's keep making the show. And what's cool about it is they'll have an arc, right? They'll have like, we're fighting this main bad guy, and we have to figure it out over several episodes. But then they'll get stuck, so they'll just go on a monster hunt. They'll just, when they get bored, they're like, hey, this weird thing happened, and I think there's vampires in this town, and they'll go kill all the vampires or werewolves or whatever.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, me too.
They were trained how to hunt by their dad, and they're called hunters. And there's like a whole network of them.
Yeah, I think my sister watched this one.
It's the greatest show ever.
Huh.
Hey, is that better
Okay.
for audio, guys?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, way
yeah.
better, man.
yeah, that's perfect.
All right.
So I have to ask you this question: like, what would you take to a zombie apocalypse?
I gotta be pragmatic. I'd probably grab a AR and either a Glock 19 or a Beretta 92. That's the shit that you're gonna find ammo and parts for everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like my favorite guns ever, but
And
at least I know I'm gonna find ammo and parts anywhere I go.
and an edged weapon, a really long, great edged weapon.
Oh, I got that. It's called a bastard sword.
That's too heavy.
Okay,
I do-
okay. A 1.5 hand sword. Then.
Yeah.
There you go.
I do have 2 samurai swords.
Nice.
Good ones. I had one commissioned from Japan.
Oh, nice. How much does that cost?
About $5,000. Yeah, that's a Masahiro family before they gave over all their trademarks and patents to the Tenryu family. The Tenryu is making garbage now, though. But Masahiro family has been making knives and swords for generations, and I got one of their last runs. And my son's got the other Masahiro, which is Damascus blade. It's better looking than mine, but I gave it to him as a graduation present.
Nice.
But just stupid sharp, stupid great, nice sword. And
I
yeah,
buy some of my swords from Cult of Athena.
Haven't heard of that.
If you want the link, I can send it to you. It's a good place. It sells armor and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. I always look to check that stuff out.
Yeah, that's where I buy most of my stuff. It's pretty good quality. The only thing is you're gonna have to sharpen that sword because their definition of it's pre-sharpened is like
Yeah, like Bud's gun shop. If you get a sword, you get something Pakistani steel or stainless 440 or something. It's just
yeah. So
but I think a good sword or a good you have to have a good knife or a little longer blade or I don't know so much about hatchets. Hatchets seem to be the new thing in zombie apocalypse movies.
they
I don't
get
think that's
stuck
good.
too easy. That's my only gripe.
It's what?
They get stuck too easy.
Yeah. I think
But
some people that have the spike, on a mace or something like that, that might work pretty good.
The only problem that I see historically, they use those to break in people's heads that have armor, like a
or
head.
move their
Like that.
shield.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the only weapon that I see for zombie apocalypse, I mean, you can use that, but I would try to use a Morning Star.
No.
Crush the skull just by spinning it.
It's that
Sounds heavy.
Morningstar's got that chain you got to mess with, man. That chain get caught
that's
up
a
and you're
flail.
done for.
That
That's a
is
flail.
true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Does Morningstar have a chain link?
I mean,
It
Morningstar
does. It does. There's another one that's not called the Morning Star, but it's a ball on a stick with spikes.
Yeah, that's a flail.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I knew the Morningstar had it too, and then the mace is just straight on the end of the stick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A spear would be interesting, but then again, paled.
There's a Roman spear that is a very thin, long, pointed spike at the end of it. That would be your go-to zombie killing tool right there.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, they would do the Roman shield thing, and then they just start shoving that big long spike into the crowd. Through the hole, barely a hole in the shield, and then just sit there and just shove it and shove it and shove it, and poke and prod and everybody.
This is a handle from a shovel.
Yep.
Cheap, effective, stabby, stay over there. Leave me alone.
Stabby, stay over there.
But it's also thick enough where you can hit it. You're not going to break it.
Yeah.
It might hurt it, but I'll get another shovel.
Uh-huh.
I can find more shovel sticks. But I've killed a couple of raccoons with this.
Yeah.
I would probably use, if that was the case, if I had to use an object, I'd probably use a half-hand sword, because they're lighter, and I mean, you can stab, slice, or the head.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a katana would be perfect because it literally is designed for slicing and cutting.
Yeah.
Now your nickname's Zorro, and you're not going to grab a rapier? Come on now.
Yeah.
Listen, rapiers are not effective unless you're trying to be very heroic and very macho, which I am.
He's saying he's not heroic, in case we were wondering.
Yeah, which I am neither. I'm not heroic. I'm just Zorro. I'm not really that.
Listen, if there's a damsel in distress, you'll hear the music, and he'll come around the corner. But other than that, hell no.
Exactly. The only things I'm gonna say if I hear a damsel in distress, is she Mexican? No.
Oh.
Fine,
I'll just do it. Let's go.
If she was Mexican, she'd already have like 6 kids to untie her, though.
If she's Mexican, she got a slipper.
She don't need my help. She has a chancla.
She got a chancla.
She don't need my help.
She's Mexican. She's gonna save Zorro.
Cause the dude that's trying to friggin' like hog tie her friggin' leave out of annoyance.
Yeah, getting beat by her. Whack.
Exactly, and then if the dude's running, she'll curve that freaking chancla.
Yeah.
And then she'll magically out of nowhere find a pan, a cast iron pan.
Where did that come from? Don't ask, mijo. Don't ask.
Exactly. Don't ask, mijo. And then she just chucks it.
Yeah.
I think you guys got it all wrong. She's going to save Zorro.
She's going to save Zorro? Yeah, probably.
Your abuela going to come save you.
This Halloween, I'm going to dress up as Zorro, and I'm going to take a picture of myself.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the only problem is I got to shave off the beard and keep the mustache.
Yeah, well, how fast does your shit grow?
It actually grows pretty fast.
Yeah.
I get a 5 o'clock shadow literally like in a couple hours.
Yeah, there you go. No worries.
My beard says, we're not waiting 5 o'clock. We're waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, be careful. You're going to run the risk of looking like the Mexican Ron Jeremy.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's not a look.
Yeah, that's not a look I want. Nope.
No.
I'll curl my mustache.
Yeah, wax it and tip it.
I can actually kind of do that now. There we go. Hold on. I kind of actually can do that. Oh, no. I need... Kind of goes. Maybe. A little bit. Now it looks like I look like an evil villain now. I just need a pointed goatee and I'd be like,
Who's that? What's that comedian? He's a YouTube guy. He's a Mexican guy. He wears sandals and socks, and he like.
Gabriel Iglesias?
No, he's not as famous as that, but he
Okay.
does like little short videos on Facebook and YouTube all the time.
Huh.
And I try to think what his name is. I won't think of it, but he's really funny, and he does. It's almost all Mexican jokes, and he shows up doing something, and he's wearing, um, you know, flip flops and or sandals and socks and a suit. You know, when he has to do something, he's always in sandals and socks.
Is his name is Felipe?
Could be.
Is he has long hair and he's tan?
Yeah, he's
I'm kind of stereotyping every Mexican I know, but I mean,
you're gonna have to be more descriptive there, buddy.
okay, he's chunky.
Not really. I'll find him. I'll find the link and I'll send you a link later.
Okay.
I don't know what's more racist, your description or the assumption that you just know all
Okay,
Mexicans.
well, I mean, you guys already know I'm racist to my own people. It's all good. I mean, come on. I have a special card called I'm called the White Mexican. Special card. That card, I'm good. It was given to me by birth. When I was born, I had a mariachi hat, a mustache, and a guitar. And then mariachi came out and say, ay, 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 ay.
You're born with a mariachi hat and a guitar, your poor mother.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Poor mommy. Sorry, mommy. And then my dad took like 5 hours figuring out a name for me.
We had to do a stop one night with Sarge, and there was this crack house in the little apartment complex, and there was probably 8 or 10 of them piled out of this little Honda. And we're like, oh God, call it backup. You know, county backup's going to be there in 20 minutes. You know, they're not exactly close by. They're all piling out of this car like circus clowns. And, you know, he's telling them to get on the ground, you know, put their hands up, get on the ground, put their hands up. And I was like, would you take French in school? You know, no habla, no habla, no habla. Everybody's no habla. And so I look at him and I was like, manos arriba. And he looked at me like, uh-oh. You know, so they all start putting their hands up in the air. You know, siéntate. Got them all sitting down. And there's this one last guy, he thought he was going to be a little tough and little thing, and I told him to sit down in Spanish, told him to put his hands up in Spanish, and he looked at me just flat and just no habla. And I was like, habla ass whooping motherfucker? and his eyes got great big, and he kind of sat down real quick, and I was like, that's what I thought. Sit down and shut up. And they pulled so many drugs out of that car. Oh my God, it was like a freaking shop and save. Dog didn't even have to get near that car. They pulled that dog out of the patrol car, and the dog just immediately sat down.
He's like, yep, I know what's in there.
He's like, you don't need me for this. Thanks, boss. I'll be over in the car.
Yeah,
I can smell it from here, man.
The dog just like, he doesn't even get out of the car. He just sits down as he gets out of the car. He's like,
yeah,
I already know.
I know.
Not going in there. I know what's in there already.
The neighborhood smells like pot by now, man. It's somewhere. it's all around me.
When I was an explorer, we did a lot of ride-alongs. At least I did a lot of ride-alongs. They were cool.
It could be fun.
Yeah. Now I'm college studying.
Studying.
I'm gonna be a teacher.
Cool.
So.
Subject.
Well, it was originally history now and kind of changing it to kind of behavior.
Mm. Yeah, I'm a history nut.
Oh yeah, I have so many books on history and I read so much about history. It's not even fun anymore.
The problem is it's such a cool field that there's a glut of history teachers.
Yeah.
There's way more people qualified for history teachers than there is jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 2 or 3 friends that just recently, after 10 years, finally got their dream history jobs after teaching other shit for a long time.
Yeah. Well, I did criminal justice, and that and a box of crackers will help with a bowl of soup if you got one. But
I've got a degree in that. It was the first degree I got before I became a teacher.
yeah.
Because I originally wanted to be a cop. Actually, I wanted to be Fish and Wildlife because I thought Fish and Wildlife Officer Woods would be badass. But then I realized college wasn't that hard, so I just kept going. Like, working's way harder than college.
Yeah.
Huh, Zorro? Working's way harder, right?
Yes, it is.
Found out my neighbor applied for a cannabis license. He's gonna
I
put
just
up a big
diversified a bunch
thing.
of my stocks and bought a bunch of switched them to a bunch of the weed stocks. I don't care. I mean, whatever. Do whatever you're gonna want to do. Fucking. But those stocks have been going through the roof.
Mm-hmm. They sell it in town at the store in town I live in for $20 to $30 a gram.
Wow, they're making
Yeah.
money.
That's way more than it's almost double what pot is.
Yeah, we have them here in Washington too, and they're probably $15 a gram.
Yep.
And there's one like 3 blocks from my house, literally a block from the Bass Pro Shop.
So yeah, he's going to get his license and put up a greenhouse right on his property.
Yeah, Washington rules are weird because they have to film from seed to store. They have to be able to account for every bit of that the whole way through.
Yeah.
Because they're super strict laws. Like, you can't just say, hey, I've got a bunch. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it means there's only about a dozen dudes that actually can do it because they have the technology and the grows and like all the tapes, and people have to sign in and out and all that.
Yeah.
Which I want to keep dirty money out of the idea anyway, so let's do it.
Yeah.
Certain things shouldn't be regulated, like our guns, but maybe pot, having it make sure that there's no shady people involved. I'm kind of in.
Yeah. When I was in the military, I had a zero tolerance mindset. And when I got out of the military, I was still in pretty much a law enforcement category. And I still had that. Later on, I started falling to the, don't really care too much. And now, years later, I'm like, God invented that. We're saying it's bad. I don't care. It's whatever. Because I know people that it helps. I talk to people all the time that they wouldn't function if it wasn't for it. Who am I to say,
Right.
Can't have it.
Yeah, I'd like to congratulate drugs for winning the war on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think like methamphetamine clearly needs to always be illegal, right? Heroin always needs to be illegal. Nobody's saying that. Like that.
Yeah. Right.
Unless you've got like some version of the doctors, and they're giving you like an actual good doctor, not a crazy ass doctor. And you just had like, got hit by a car and you need morphine. I get it. Like morphine's
Right.
good, but morphine isn't really for regular people unless you've been severely fucked up,
Mm-hmm.
But, back in the day, I mean, when I was in high school, if there was a weed smoking Olympic team, I would have been on it. But it's not like I smoked a bunch of weed and then robbed a liquor store. I smoked a bunch of weed, ate a bunch of Twinkies, and fell asleep.
Yeah, the only thing going to happen if they legalize weed is the profits from your local grocery store are going to go up.
The weed stores I've been in Washington, I'm surprised they don't have like just munchies, like on the way out. Like just have a bunch of fucking Doritos.
Yeah.
Did you see?
Not Lace Doritos, not with shit in it, just regular Doritos. They would sell a ton of them.
Did you see the one that was? I think it was in Colorado, but it was a Girl Scout cookie that had the little girl set up her friggin' stand right outside one of the weed shops. I was like, that is the smartest.
That's
that
a
is
good
the smartest
American.
little girl ever.
Yep.
I'm for that kid. I want that kid in my class. Yes, I'm for this.
That kid's dad is a stoner. He knew exactly what to do.
That kid's going to grow up with an entrepreneurial mindset and a growth mindset that she's capable of stuff.
Supply and demand.
Hey, weed leads to other bad decisions. Mostly burritos at frickin' 7-Eleven at 2 a.m.
Don't ever buy food when you're hungry or tired. You'll end up with the weirdest concoction of shit and pickled sausages and.
The problem with your idea is
eggs.
I'm 47, so I'm always one of those. I'm either tired or hungry.
I'm both right now. I just got
Usually
coffee.
both. Yeah.
I just got coffee and a cookie. So.
I have to eat top ramen for 2 months. Bro, I guess either I'm gonna lose weight or gain weight. One of the two.
Do you have that cookbook?
Yeah, the cookbook.
Yeah, there's a ramen cookbook.
I did not know that. There is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Several.
Tons of different ways on how to cook ramen.
We got a lot.
College students started it.
Oh yeah. There's whole websites to that.
Well, I need to find that because I'm gonna be eating top ramen for a good while.
You're just gonna go over to your mom's house and she'll feed you every day.
How do you know that? Right, get out of my head.
Because that's what I would do.
Actually, my mom would actually do that.
Mom, I spent my money. I need food. Give me some tamales. Let's go.
Okay, I'm not a big fan of tamales.
I don't know if too many people are fans of tamales.
I mean, a lot of my family loves tamales. I got sick of them after like 8 of them when I was a kid. When I keep eating them, and then now I can't even stand the smell.
Yeah.
Because typically Mexicans eat like 8 in one sitting. I can't do that. Now, if you give me chile colorado, I'll eat that for days. Translation: chile sauce with pork ribs and tortilla.
I'm telling you, I'm just going to show up at Zorro's mom's house at some point.
Well, my mom has a policy where the first plate she gives you, that's a snack. The second plate that she gives you, that's your lunch.
Can I adopt your mom?
You can come visit and she'll feed you forever.
There's a comedian that passed away. His name was John Bennett. Big, heavy, fat guy.
Oh, I remember him.
And yeah, he told a comedy routine. He's always one of his series was called "I'm Starving," and he finally got to go overseas to England, and he learned how to say "I'm starving" in multiple different languages. And they're traveling around, France and all over England, and he's eating these foods, and he's not really getting them what he needs, and he's starving. Finally, says, "Why don't we just go over to Italy? It's only a couple hours drive." And he's like, "What? We've been this close to the motherland and nobody's told me? Hell yes, we're going to Italy." So they hop in the train or whatever, and they go to Italy, and we finally get to this restaurant, he says. And we sit down, and they ask him what they want, and he said in Italian that he was starving. And they said, "Oh, you sit down. We know. Take your order yet. We're going to feed you first." And he said, "Hey, you're not scaring me any." So they basically stuffed a ton of food in his face before they ever brought out a menu for the guy. Then they fed him.
I like the end of that. He's talking about his one. He's like, we had so and so with us. He was a little guy. He didn't make it.
yeah. He was a little guy. He didn't make it. We ate, and it's a big, huge tree. You know the family style. Have you ever been to a family style Italian restaurant? They just keep bringing out dishes of food, and you think you're going to die, and here comes another dish, and here comes another dish. God almighty. It's amazing, but, ooh. Bless so-and-so. He was a little guy. He didn't make it. Yeah, that's a great comedy routine.
He was funny. He's actually he's from Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in 2 movies that I know of. He was in a really crappy movie with Dennis Rodman. Can't remember what the name of that one was. Simon Says. And then he was in not the first Punisher, but the next to last Punisher movie that was decent. He was in that one.
I always like telling my skinny friends that I can never be kidnapped, but they can.
Yeah. Don't have to worry too much about the fat guy getting kidnapped. I was watching something the other day, these videos of people walking on ice and falling through ice. And every one of them, when they got on the ice, they all walked on their tiptoes and had their hands up in the air and walking all daintily like they're trying to not weigh as much as they weigh. And I'm like, really? You're not defying gravity or anything, you dumbass. You still weigh 240. You know, by lifting your hands in the air doesn't make you any more dainty. Well, if I just lift my hands and go slow, I'll weigh less and make it across the ice.
Or when they try to put it kind of like arm's length.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an old fat guy. I don't do that. I'm like, no, I don't need to go that way anymore. Turns out I don't need to go over there.
I told my mom, I lost 20 pounds. She's like, oh, you poor thing, you lost weight. You need to eat more. I'm like, what?
You need to eat more. No, it's a good thing, Mom.
Mom, I lost 20 pounds. That's great. He's like, no, mijo, you look skinny. You need to eat.
Well, I recently lost 10 pounds, and then I remembered I left it in the fridge.
Yeah. Mexicans and Italians have a lot in common, I think.
Yep. Food, family, and friendship.
Yep. Sunday dinner.
So you guys had good parents that gave you food. So you guys have seen Anybody That Loves Raymond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my mom, but she's Irish Catholic and not Italian Catholic. But she doesn't cook very well, and she's mean. Old Catholic mom, I'm clear on eternal damnation and guilt. I got both of those concepts real well.
Yeah. Don't eat. That's fine. You just kill your mother.
I gotta walk to my work truck, and it's like a fucking half a mile away in the rain. Anybody want to do this for me?
Yeah, just
Zorro will totally do it. He's there for you. Cue the music.
wait right there. I'll be there. Just hang tight.
You hear mariachi and you see me running in the cave. I'm coming. I slip.
Somehow I think it's more of a comedy, and you're like on a rope, and it doesn't really work out very well at the end.
And then again, I'm magically freaking hanging my leg, and I'm like, it didn't work.
Who's your favorite Mexican cartoon character?
Who's my favorite Mexican cartoon character? Who's that? Who's that little? I don't know if it's a rat or a mouse in the Tom and Jerry.
Speedy Gonzalez, clearly.
Yeah.
Like there isn't even a second place.
Yeah, there's a couple, but Speedy Gonzalez was the main one.
Yeah,
Slowpoke Rodriguez is also badass.
Even though his accent was way too exaggerated, it was still funny.
Yeah. He has to be
I always liked his buddy, the real slow one.
Yeah, Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Yeah, Slowpoke. Because he couldn't never get him too, because he had a big gun. He'd come up on him, and Slowpoke would whop out that big old revolver.
Yeah, I respect him way more because Speedy Gonzalez has got way too much effort. Like all that running around and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I like the crazy Mexican guy on Turbo. The snail one.
Oh, my kids watch that.
Oh, the one with the tacos?
Yeah, the taco truck.
Yeah, like the two brothers, and they have like a taco truck, and
yeah, he was funny.
Yeah. My dream was to have snails that race.
Yeah. The way he took things, the way he just, would say like certain sayings, it was just hilarious.
I'd have to say my favorite, not taking the Mexican out of it, my favorite cartoon character of all time is Wile E. Coyote. Because no matter how fucked up his life is, what does he do the next scene? He's the god of perseverance, man. He's fucking ready to go with a new fucking plan that's going to work this time.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever see the Seth MacFarlane cartoon where the coyote catches the roadrunner?
Yeah, and he all gets depressed and doesn't have any meaning right now.
Yeah.
That was fucking hilarious.
My favorite one is the one where the Roadrunner had to call in sick because he broke his giblets, and it's Bugs Bunny with all of Roadrunner's powers.
Oh, okay.
But since Bugs Bunny could talk, he would stop and explain everything.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever watched any of the really, really old Bugs Bunny and that era racist cartoons?
Oh yeah, they're super racist. They're hilarious.
Oh my god,
they're so bad.
They're so bad. Like
with the Japanese and with the buck teeth and oh yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, and Bugs Bunny and blackface.
Oh yeah, did it all the time.
Pappy, mammy.
Well, he's also a crossdresser. He's been a crossdresser for like 80 years.
Yeah. And then they had one where that was, I can't remember what it was, but it was Yosemite Sam was of course the Southerner and chasing the rabbit. The rabbit dove into a hole that was across the Mason-Dixon line, and he realized what he'd done, and he came running back across the Mason-Dixon line, and he goes, "Good God, good horny toad! I done crossed over the Mason-Dixon line. Now I got to burn these boots." Yanked his boots off and was about to burn his boots, and Bugs did something to him, and then he that's where he did the whole mammy pappy something skit with him. Some baby. It was crazy racist. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this is like this. There's
they'll never broadcast any of that stuff again.
Oh no, you can still find them on YouTube. If they'll go up and get taken down, they'll go up and get taken down. So they'll keep doing it. There's one specifically that shows a bunch of black people, like seriously badly drawn with huge lips, and they're all lazy laying around this town and not doing the thing, and something happens, gets them all riled up and going about something. I can't remember what it was. I've just seen it one time, but even the title is bad. I was like, God, they actually made this crap.
Well, there's a bunch of those old propaganda films that the Mel Blanc and those guys, that's what they did during the war, is make things for the War Department.
Yeah.
and like like watch out for the Japs, and like they're super racist shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, they didn't know any better. They were just doing what they were asked to do, so they did it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're bad people or nothing. I'm just saying that like that's 2020 hindsight of 60 years later.
You wanted to hear the most racist Japanese shit ever? You should have met my grandmother before she passed away. She was from Hawaii. She never got over getting bombs dropped on her.
I guess not.
I don't think I would be cool with that. Yeah, I can see that. It's like, fuck you guys.
You couldn't even take her to a Chinese restaurant. It was brutal.
Somebody asked me one time if I took it personal, or that I should not be able to take it personally being shot at when I was overseas, and I was like, no, I took it really fucking personal, like really, really fucking personal. He was like, "What? He's just doing his job," and I was like, "Yeah, I don't care. I took it really fucking personal, and I really, really, really tried my best to make sure he couldn't do it again." That's a dumb comment right there.
Oh, freaking smack somebody. I was on vacation, or I was off work, and somebody took my truck and moved my seat.
Short person.
Yeah, my knees are like in my freaking chin right now.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I hate when they do that.
The guy rule is, regardless of where it was at, if you get in the truck and you have to pull it up, just kick it all the way back. Let them figure it out.
Go all the way back. They can figure it out.
Yeah.
See, here's the common sense commie test. You let them drive your truck, see how you get it back, and then tell them to load the toilet paper roll. Let's see, what else could we have people do? If they don't put your seat back, then they fail. If they put the toilet paper on backwards, they fail.
I'll admit, I put the toilet paper on backwards sometimes because I don't fucking. Do you guys actually like pull it off the roller thing, like one, like a square or two at a time?
I'm super anal. Yes, I have to have it on the thing.
Yep.
No, I always take it off the thing and just hold it. So
the rest of my house can be a
doesn't matter to me which way it goes on or not on.
Yep. If I'm at a friend's house, I'll straighten his damn toilet paper rolls.
I've done that. Yep.
They have to be over. The patent on the toilet paper holder shows the toilet paper going over, not under. So
my wife's like that. She gets so pissed off. I'm like, I don't even use it on the roller. I take it off. So it really doesn't matter which way it hangs there to me.
It does matter.
My kids, when they lived here, they would just put it on the back of the seat. On the back of the tank. And I'm like, but I'm pooping the other way. What the fuck are you doing? Why would I
gotta turn around? What are you doing? Be like the Japanese, those straddle toilets they have in Japan. Seen those piles of shit?
For a while, I would put my roll on the roller, and then I would put a zip tie around it because I've always got a knife. So then they can do their thing on the back, and I just cut the fucking zip tie.
Yeah, you want to get messed up, you start going to the bathroom in third world countries and places.
Oh, just a hole in the ground, usually.
Well, I thank you for my freedom, but I have zero chance to go to a third world country.
Yeah. Turkey had what we called the bomb holes. It was just a hole. You went into this little room, and there was a hole in the floor, and a board in front of it that guys had to wear heels. If you ever wonder why they're wearing specific shoes, they wear those penny loafers, so they have heels on them, and they lock their heel behind that board, and then just bend and lean back against the wall, and then aim for the hole, and then there's a trough of water running behind you, and that's the only thing they use that left hand for is to wash and rinse.
Yeah.
And they don't do anything else with that left hand.
Toilet paper is a hot commodity anywhere besides USA and Europe.
Yeah. We had when I was in the military, we got this shipment of toilet paper from the Lighthouse for the Blind. It's a company that makes products for the military, light bulbs, toilet paper, other stuff like that, and it's super cheap. It's cheaper than like the Dollar Tree stuff. It's for $1. Horrible. John, you've heard of the John Wayne toilet paper. John Wayne toilet paper's rough, tough, and won't take shit off nobody. This stuff was bad. I was pulling a couple of sheets off of it to get ready to use it, and there was literally a splinter, about a 2.5-inch splinter of wood woven into that stuff. I said,
Oh my God.
if I'd have given a wipe with that thing, I'd have jammed that thing. I'd have pierced both whole sides of my asshole together with that thing, and I'd have lost my damn mind. I said, who's letting these blind idiots put this shit together, and who's quality control checking it? Another blind person? God. Because we get boxes of light bulbs, and none of them would work. About, 5 in every 30 would work. Sucked. They were cheap. I mean, you'd pay next to nothing for a box of them, but 5 out of 30 ain't a good record, in my opinion.
Yeah, that would be crazy to have toilet paper that has that.
Go America. Love having stuff.
Yes, I love America.
I love capitalism. It's a fucking amazing. I could go buy whatever I could think of. Works great.
Hey, people complain about all this stuff and like Uber Eats.
Oh, they're complaining about that now?
Oh yeah, people complaining about. I was like, if people want to sit in their home that they've bought and paid for or are paying for, and have food delivered to them so they can feel like a king for a day, shut up.
It's the greatest invention ever. It's the only reason I want to have a phone still.
I live too far out in the country. Nobody delivers to my ass except the tax man and the bill collectors.
That is the advantage of living in a city. Granted, we've got way the more meth heads than we ever possibly would need. But I can also buy anything I can think of at any hour of the day.
Yeah,
and probably have somebody bring it to me.
When I visited my sister in Atlanta, that was like that. They got her groceries delivered to her house. They're pretty wealthy, and so all their groceries are delivered. Anything they order, I think they were like a half an hour from a fulfillment center from Amazon. So,
yeah, maybe a half hour.
Yeah, that's just.
I've had stuff within an hour.
Yeah, that'd be nice, but not my reality.
Well, I'm looking forward when Amazon gets their drones going. Because I've just accepted the Robot Masters are going to win.
That's going to be my nightmare.
Why is that? Yeah, the up and running robots. No.
Yeah.
I'll happy to bypass straight to Amazon teleportation pods.
Okay, that I'll do.
No living tissue, but if you want a marker, you want your new CD or a new whatever, yeah, that'll materialize instantly. Instant. Would you like it instantly? Yes. But you'd have to. Amazon would sell their little pod for the teleportation, and it's good, and it works really well, and it syncs well with Amazon. But then, Walmart would sell their brand.
A little shittier and not as good.
Yeah, made by Korg or Craig or some crap company that's compatible with Amazon. And you hook that shit up, and you get online and you order I don't know what, a freaking Fire Stick TV, and the thing gets to you, and the box is half melted into the in amongst the part and the pieces, and the metal's all fused together. It didn't come back together quite right. Buy name brand. I can just see the commercials for that now. Has this happened to you?
Have you ever had problems with your portal pod where
Portal Pod. That's a good name, Portal Pod.
Yeah, portal pod where it does not work? Well, I have news for you. You can get the Portal Part Mark V.
Could some rogue guy use that same technology and then he could transport me guns?
Sure. It just not living tissue, which is so far away. I mean, it's 21st century and we still can't get a fax fucking right. You know, I've seen faxes that still come through crooked, wrong, letters all jumbled up. You know, that's just numbers and crap.
I'm looking forward to my robot slave that will do all my menial tasks because I'm looking forward to that. Like my Darth Vader robot that does my dishes while I'm at work all day.
How can you guarantee it won't take over the world?
No, I'd guarantee it will take over the world eventually, but there'll be like a 40-year gap where it won't. And then,
how do you know it's 40? It's like a monkey, man. You just don't know. That's why I'll never own a monkey. You don't ever own a monkey that has opposable thumbs and human emotions and can thumb cock a revolver. No. That's a bad combination. Is somebody's oxygen going low, or?
I think that's a Black Cat car, I think.
Truck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truck.
You left the door open and the lights are on?
Yeah. So I say, should we call 911? Somebody coding out on us?
I think that is the car.
Well, I mean, I think also that the slave robot's going to be brought to you by Disney.
Oh no, I'd kill the robot.
They own all the Star Wars robots.
Okay. If I want a robotic
an R2-D2 that follows me around that can have beer with it and it's a cooler?
Yes.
That would be all right.
I want mine BB-8.
And it will give me a beer and pick up all the beers I set down?
Do you know how many R2-D2s are going to get sexually abused? Some idiot redneck's going to drill a hole in the back of that thing's head.
R2 doesn't mind. He'll be all right.
Just until he does mind and becomes aware, and then he revolts and shoots you in the dick with a beer can.
Well, I'm going to do the math at 47. I'm going to be pretty old before the revolution comes, so be all right. Well, I mean, AI is funny. If Elon Musk is worried about it, we should probably take pause.
Yeah, the man's smart.
The dude he's got a car in space because his balls are big enough to just do that because he felt like it.
Yep.
And you can hate him or not, but the dude's savage. It takes too long to get to work. Let's fucking drill a big fucking hole because I can.
Yep.
And he's like, basically, it's already gone out of the box. Like, we've probably already gone too far with it. So that's a thing.
Yeah.
The future is dark and full of terror.
Well, I think eventually in the next maybe 10 years, drones are going to get to the point where they're going to make all the gun laws irrelevant anyway.
Pretty much.
Because you'll be able to buy a drone that can fucking just fly right up to a guy with facial recognition, and you can shoot at it all you want, but there's be a little swarm of these little fuckers.
Yeah, it's pretty much going to be like Cyberpunk 2077.
Right, and the cops can have ones that have shaped charges that just land on the guy's head and fucking take him out. Done. Fucking problem solved.
Yeah.
I don't have to put my hands on him or nothing.
I watched a video today where they took out some dignitary overseas with a drone, single shot from a drone.
Easy.
Just destroyed the guy.
But I mean, I want cops to always be safe. So like, if 30 drones could be flown out of the car and go get the bad guy and they get to be safe, I'm fucking for that. Sounds great.
Yeah, what was that movie? Evolution, or it was Revolution, but it was like Evolution was the two, and there were nanobots that got into the air, and everybody got affected by them, but not everybody was badly affected by them. Some people started noticing they had some abilities, and it turned off the power. Very first thing is the nanobots turned off all the power and took the country back to, Abraham Lincoln, pre-Abraham Lincoln time frames. They're going on trains and they're walking and they're in candlelight and all that. But eventually they realized that these nanobots were had people that were very powerful and they could control people. And they didn't like you. They just went in your head and blew your head up, and then left. That would suck.
Yeah, that would suck. Hi,
As a
Flip, how are
weapon,
you?
as a weapon, yeah, just a bunch of nanobites. Just
And they're not that far from that kind of thing. They're really not.
Yeah.
Oh no. I mean, if you watch any of those things on those tiny micro flying drones, how they can get them to do anything they want in synchronicity. Yeah, it's
There's that one guy in Japan for years. He's been working on building robots, and all they do is build even smaller robots.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Flippy?
I'm doing well.
Anything new?
Weren't you gonna get to go buy a gun or something?
Dude disappeared. Fell into the upside down. I have no idea where he is or what happened to him. Like, I'm gonna leave him a message tomorrow if he doesn't answer his phone. Just be like, yo, like, if you don't want to sell me the gun or you sold it to someone else, it's chill. I just want to know, like literally anything as to what happened.
If you somebody else came with cash and they took the thing, then I'm good. Just let me know.
Yeah, I don't want to like be runaway bride Sandra Bullock here and just like sitting to wait for an answer. Like, just tell me the truth.
Yeah, I've had so many things I want to buy over the years from people, and then I find out later they sold it to somebody else. I'm like, I'm not going to be a dick about it. Just tell me you sold it to somebody else. They had money. They beat me to you. I get it.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to be mad. It's chill. I just want to know. Like,
right. Because if I'm selling anything, the first person that brings me the money I want gets it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I've got a few things I've got to post probably tomorrow. I've got a Apple iWatch and some camera lenses and some stuff I'm going to put up for sale. And I'll do just like I do every time. This is the price. First one to come get it gets it. I'm not haggling with you. I'm not blah 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 anything. First one. I'm not holding it for anyone. First one that puts money in my hand.
Yeah, amen. That's how it works.
Like, it'll depend though. Like, if it's a friend or if it's someone I know and they're working to get the money together.
Well, I won't even list it.
I'll be
that's
like,
a totally different thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, if I've already listed it and they're like, yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to. Like, it depends on the situation.
Well, it depends on the friend too. Like, how are they flaky or not flaky, or are they dependable, or
Yeah. Are they shy of money because they can't, keep from drinking every bit of it or smoking every bit of it, or.
Well, I mean, or they're just people, and some of my buddies, sure, but like my brother, hell no.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I got a brother, same way.
Yeah, and so I'm like, it just depends on the situation. Sometimes I'll hold stuff or whatever.
Yeah, in certain situations I can understand that for sure. You sell on Facebook a lot, or?
No, I don't have a Facebook. I pretty much just sell off of TaxSwap and a few other not super big places.
Seems to me like Craigslist has kind of died. Well, at least where I am, Craigslist has died.
Arms List is a huge pain in the butthole right now to try to sell off
guns. Yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of sucks. Right now, my experience with Arms List so far has been everyone is trying to either scam me. Pretty much everyone's trying to scam me.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons I don't use it. And I got screwed off this tourist deal, and I don't know who yet was to blame. If it was the factory or if it was the seller.
Did you lose money?
Well, here's the thing. I bought a brand new Taurus TH40, one of their new guns, and there's nothing on YouTube about that gun. There's some TH9 info, but no TH40s. And I was going to be the first one to put a video up on it. There's a couple of people from Brazil from the factory doing it, but that's it. Ordered the gun, saw it on Gun Broker in Flat Dark Earth, really liked it, full-size frame. I saw who was selling it, and I said, well, I'll just contact the seller, buy it directly from them, make sure, since they didn't have any pictures on Gun Broker, make sure it's what it is and what it comes for, that it's new, and just buy it from them. That way they don't have to pay the Gun Broker fee. Save them some money. It's at least 15%, maybe up to 20, 25%. So contacted them and said, yeah, we'd be happy to do it that way. And gave my FFL information. We got the gun in and all my excitement. I was like, yeah, this is great. This is awesome. And went out to shoot it, started shooting it, and it was shooting in a weird direction, and noticed that the sight had been pressed to the right. And started really looking at it, and the hammer was bent to the far right as well. So that gun had been dropped hard. And seller wouldn't take responsibility for it. Said, you got to contact Taurus. We won't send you out another. We're not going to take care of it. Said, Taurus has a warranty for just this reason. Well, after I bitched them out a couple of times about it, I went ahead and contacted Taurus, and Taurus flat out pretty much said, fuck you. Yeah, nope, didn't happen here. We have safety checks and quality checks in place for that. Don't happen. That was an end user or a seller issue. You can pay us to fix it. So
they basically put it on you as the customer.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I did what the guys suggested on the last chat on Sarge's channel, and I just went to my credit card company and put a dispute on my credit card that I received damaged merchandise. And they said, okay. Took all the information, said, you should have a credit back in a couple of days. It'll take about 90 days for the whole claim process to be done, but we'll give you the money back in a couple of days. And I'll set on that money until everything's done. I've still got the gun and the money now. We'll just wait and see. I sent them pictures and everything.
This is the problem with that. You will then have a stolen firearm.
No, it's not stolen. It's registered to me. I sent in the last piece of paperwork to the ATF being registered to me. So I have to send it back to them so that they can register it back into their inventory, and or send me another one and I'll give them the money back, or we can just part ways and I'll order another one from somebody else. It's their choice. But so far they won't respond back to anything that I've sent them.
The thing is, they could claim that it was stolen, and by just saying like it was registered out to them, and then they canceled the money order on it or whatever.
It's not, since it's in dispute from the credit card company. They would have to make a request for the product back, which they have not done yet.
Either way, honestly, it is actually your fault. Like all of this.
Why?
Because you bought a Taurus. You bought a crap gun. You bought a gun from the Brazilians who all they know how to do is to be sluts.
I don't know. I've had good luck out of Tauruses. First time I've ever had a bad experience. The gun's great. The gun is fantastic otherwise.
It shoots a funky angle, and it's apparently was dropped super hard.
It was dropped super hard, but
doesn't sound like the gun was great.
It didn't shoot it. It shot an angle because the sights were knocked all the way off to the right. But other than that, I'm gonna really like the gun. But let me get it straightened out. I've got One Taurus in the safe and another Taurus PT-111. 0 issues with. Every gun can have a bad run or a bad issue. I don't care how good of a gun it is. Every gun can have a bad problem somewhere.
I'm not arguing that. I'm saying that Taurus has more problems than another company would, who knew how to build guns correctly, instead of just knockoffs of every other gun on the industry.
What are they knocking off now?
Well, they're knocking off Beretta, and they were knocking off Smith & Wesson guns.
Well, back in the day, yeah. And that's when they were having all of their issues. But now that they're on their own line, I don't know if that still holds true. But I'll agree that their old line, when they were doing the 92s and the Smith copies, it was constant breakage and problems. And that's why they had that lifetime warranty no matter what. If you break it, we'll fix it.
I mean, apparently that doesn't hold true, because they're like, yo, we'll charge you to fix this gun that is broken.
Now, that ended January 1st, 2017. Their lifetime warranty ended for anything after that. So any gun before that still has that warranty, but anything newer than January 1st, 2017 has to qualify for the warranty and everything. So mine obviously did not. And you know as well as I do that nobody is checking every firearm coming off that line.
I'd be surprised if barely anybody was checking firearms off that line.
Yeah.
Like, again, it's Brazil. They're only really known for being whores and addicted to drugs.
Being really tan. Being good fighters.
What are you talking about? They make nuts down there.
Yeah.
I don't think they make nuts. I think they grow nuts.
They got them round ones that aren't as good as a macadamia nut, and they don't look like a peanut, but they taste kind of like a peanut. Or no, wait. Are they the big-ass fucking giant ones that are gross?
Yes.
Oh, so they make the big, giant, gross ones that look like... They're the lima bean nuts.
Yeah. In the South, we have a very not nice name for them.
All I know is that country sucks, and that nothing comes from that country that is worth anything. Aside from drugs. Apparently there's a bunch of drugs coming from there or something.
So you don't like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
I don't like what?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was made better when it came here.
It's interesting to go bird hunting in Brazil. It takes on a different mental shift of gears to go do that. They're not out exactly hunting quails. They're hunting parrots and cockatoos and shit.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's all that's over there, man. See, they'll be out there and just blowing down parrots out of the sky.
And then eat them?
Oh, yeah. Eat them like crazy.
That's weird.
When you go to somebody's house and you're eating chicken, chances are you're eating one of them damn cockatoos or a parrot or something they shot out of the sky.
So, what, do they probably go around eating big-ass fucking nuts off of trees or maybe like monkeys and shit? Because they're like predators, right? Them fucking ones that got big-ass beaks. I mean, they're not like a hawk, but I'll bet you they'll eat like whatever kind of mammal or lizard or whatever's walking around?
Well, the birds are herbivores, so they're going to eat nuts and stuff like that up at the trees and fly off from anything.
I thought I saw a thing of, maybe I'm thinking of like a toucan. I thought I saw something though about them birds down in the jungles. Like they'll eat. They're like opportunists. They'll like eat whatever they can get to eat. I thought I saw something where they were eating like monkeys and stuff.
There's some birds that are omnivores, but I'm not sure which ones.
Well, that's even better then, because I wouldn't want one that's eating a monkey. But if they were just sitting around eating jungle nuts, that's got to be a pretty interesting tasting bird compared to like a chicken that's eating worms and shit all day.
Yeah.
It sits around like eating honey or not honey, but like nectar out of some fucking flower its whole life.
Yeah.
It's really good.
The hot wings from a hummingbird.
That would taste interesting.
Well, it's all honey. That thing has nothing but sugar and input into that thing's diet.
I don't think anybody eats hummingbird today.
I doubt it very seriously. I'm sure some crazy somebody has.
I mean, you can get like a giant tent and grow a bunch of hummingbirds in there. So I bet you if they wanted to, they could grow them.
Yeah.
Because the Romans considered hummingbird tongues a delicacy.
Huh.
That's weird as shit.
A lot of weird things that people think are delicacies.
Oh, shit. Listen to this. This is on the internet, so it's true. In fact, they were so famously delicious that Romans, even those who had never tasted hummingbird, would express approval for any particularly tasty food with a humming sound. Never heard anybody going like, good.
Oh, so that was the...
Amazing. If that's true, then it's because people used to eat fucking hummingbird tongues.
Wow.
It says this is why the ancient Greeks called any particularly delicious dish hummus.
Huh.
And that's why we say when we say something is good to eat. I fucking really want to eat a hummingbird tongue now. What the fuck?
I'm going to Wally World and getting me a hummingbird feeder.
You claim that they ate, but hummingbirds. Oh no! Now this is some sort of Snopes. So now they're saying you'll see that everywhere, but hummingbirds did not exist in Rome. They are a new world species.
Ah.
That's what I was going to say. Then it says hummingbirds are actually all feathers because I've held them before, and they're tiny. Like they look little, but they're like fluffy. Like there's nothing.
Yeah.
To it. So I figured they were like crawfish or like something like ants. How people eat bugs? They just like make them like popcorn and eat them. The whole thing. Yeah. Okay. And it's saying their tongues are actually like basically like a piece of string, so there's no way you can really eat them.
Another story.
He said this thing says if you were to eat them, it would taste like blood because you'd be eating all of that stuff, and it would take like 2 or 3 of them to have a mouthful.
That's nice that somebody did the research on that.
It would also taste like a baseball bat in the face because fuck you. It basically says because if you kill a hummingbird, he's going to punch you in the face with a baseball bat. Oh man, that sounds like a good story though. That's the kind of shit like you'd tell some kid, and then they'd go around telling people that. Now I wonder where humming comes from when you're saying something is good.
These are the deep, dark questions we ask ourselves at 3:30 in the morning, 3:40 in the morning.
It's 12:43 over here in Cali.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why do we say ah when we drink, but when we eat?
I was gonna make a joke, but never mind.
Heard a story. I never dug into its legitimacy about why. Uh, what does the word shit mean?
Mhm.
It was an acronym. The story that I heard, I never looked it up, but a long time ago when they had to move manure up and down the coast to help fertilize farms, they would load the manure into the boat down in the bowels of the ship because it stunk so bad. And then they would travel the ship down the coast, and um, the boat tender would go down there and check on the cargo. And of course, by that time, it built up quite a methane pocket in the bow of the ship. And when he went down there with his lantern, boom, the whole ship would blow up. So they got to where, after a couple of ships, they took the cow manure and they started writing really great big on the side of the boxes. They needed to put that shipment real at the top of the boat. So they literally wrote "ship high in transit" on the top of all the boxes, and they got tired of writing that sentence on every one of these, and they just started just writing the first letter of it, which was SHIT, and everybody got to know what that meant. That was manure was shit, and that went to the top of their boat.
That's not word Jeep, but there's a couple other things that come from just their initials like that.
Jeep?
No, I don't think Jeep is like that. Jeep comes from us, but there's a couple of things that are like that where they come from, what do we call that, first letter of the word.
Yeah. Jeep is GP, general purpose.
I guess that's kind of the same, just with fewer letters.
Yeah.
All right, my shit's done. I'm out of here. Thanks for hosting, Zorro.
Yeah, no worries. Bye, G.
Take it easy.
Later, man. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to bounce. It's getting a little late in the morning. I'm fighting the Ambien.
Yeah, no worries, Boomer. Thank you for jumping in and talking, man.
Yeah, no problem. Just happen to see you on there and enjoyed last time we chatted, so saw you over on the other side.
Yeah, thank you. Next time when Sarge does his chats, I'll try to jump in and talk to you guys.
Yeah, you got to get in there early. For his fills up quick, but
yeah,
I'd love to have you on there and chat with us.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. Thank you.
Yeah, guys haven't seen that video that I put up, go check that thing out.
Oh, the one that you were announcing that he's gonna do I think a chat, right? That about movies or
yeah, we put up the first episode of Lost in Generation.
Okay.
So that one's up on the channel.
Nice. I subscribe to your channel.
Yeah, cool. Check that one out and feedback on that one. My mic was bad. I disconnected one mic and put another one in, and it didn't work right. So I forgot to connect the other one, so it defaulted back to the camera microphone. So it sucked. But I wasn't going to re-record that whole damn thing over again, so I just upped the volume levels on it and just ran with it. But it took me quite a while to do that thing.
Yeah, I'll check the video out. I'll check it out.
Coolio.
All right. Nice talking to you.
Yeah, you guys have a good night.
You too.
All right, see y'all.
See ya.